My name is Knock Knock, and for the past 2 years, I've been making fake Overwatch patches and playing them off as real for TikTok. Sometimes my ideas are pretty well made and thought out, dare I say even good, and other times it's something stupid that I came up with in 5 minutes. Joshua is stupid. Like, I'm sorry, man, I really didn't expect anybody to believe this. I thought it would be a flop, but everybody loved it. So I'm going to give you a glimpse into the ingenious, creative process behind a few of my best performing videos this week. Number one was, of course, Ventura's Joshua. I was just scrolling through the backlog of ideas, and I found it. The gem. Absolute gem of an idea. I expected it to do horribly, but I thought it'd be really funny, so I went ahead and did it. All I had to do was write a fake patch note explaining that the whole community was rallying behind Joshua, and that, like any good developers, they would go ahead and change the name. And to my pleasant surprise, everybody loved it. It got so out of hand that even the Venture voice actor had to ask people what the deal was with the Joshua thing. You know, that's really what it's all about. My favorite part was the comments that were supporting the idea that this had been going on for months. You are all such wonderful people. The next idea I had was that a lot of the characters were going to receive size changes similar to Bastion. This was another one that was relatively simple to complete and performed way better than it had any means to. Most of my projects are done through the workshop, and so there's a lot of scary code here, but I can break it down for you in about 10 seconds. Most of this code is preset to just spawn bots at locations that I marked by looking at them. Now I can go in and change what heroes spawn, or maybe even make them do stuff, but that's what a bulk of this code is. The only important bits are at the bottom here, which says if heroes in slot 0, which is the first slot of every team, and is on team 2, then make the player 70% of their current size. And that's it. Very simple to what's coming next. And so here I'll just make the bot Maga, and then I'll change the number to 1.2, which is 120% of his size, making him 20% bigger. Wow, wow. Super tough stuff. Just take a look at this big burly man. Wow.
Bigger.
People got very mad that I said Mercy was getting a size reduction. Why is Kiriko taller than Doom? I've heard enough nerf Genji. Thank God for the Kiri size buff. This guy was smart enough to ask for the source. And yeah, all in all, just another ordinary day on TikTok. Next up on the list is Lucio Boop can boop everything now. This one was such a pain. Such a pain. The amount of troubleshooting I had to do and the amount of personalized coding for each and every character that I was trying to reflect. Nightmare. Kind of a nightmare. But that's okay. I got it done. And so looking at the code here, it's just my normal bot setup. Except now I have slot 0 fires, slot 1 fires, slot 2 fires, slot 1 teammate uses E when you use secondary fire, and hold reload for hit marker. And then this last one is a secret tool for later. But yeah, essentially, I would make the enemies fire with these 3, and then I'd make my teammate Genji, who's invisible, reflect when I use secondary fire. And so if we go in here real quick, I can maybe do it. I don't know. The other one was kind of broken. And by the other one, I mean the one after this. I did it out of order. My apologies. Wait, why am I on Genji? Alright, so basically, I can spawn in an enemy. No idea what enemy this is gonna be, by the way.
Hello.
It's a Reinhardt. He's not gonna shoot. We gotta work this through. Okay, round 2. Again. Switch teams. Put him here. I think there's an okay, yeah, he's there. Okay, so now, if I use secondary fire, he didn't use E. Okay, I swear, I had all these working at some point. Whatever, like, you see the vision? It doesn't have to work now, it already worked. Why did he do that? I don't know. Oh, it's because, yeah, so the second part was that Lucio could boop charging targets, and it would knock them down. And so the idea would be something like that. Look, it doesn't have to work because I could just use the footage from when it was working. I'm a step ahead right now, see? Okay, the next idea was Genji Swift Strike does more damage the more people you hit with it. This one was by far the hardest, and it's mainly just because I'm stupid. I was working parts of the code that I've never worked with before, in simple terms, but eventually I figured it out. Oh yeah, and missing a blade swing also caused you to slow down for a second, which a common theme behind these is that most of the time when I tell you this is happening because of this, most of the time it's just me pressing a button. And so for this, every time I slash and I meant to miss, I would just press crouch and it would slow me down for a second. Not as cool, but again, simple. Dude, am I crazy or are we smaller than usual? I think I've like tricked myself out. I don't know. There's nothing in here that made us smaller. Whatever. Yeah, pretty simple code. The button held, Crouch is true. Move speed goes to 70%. Wait 1 second. Move speed back to 100. Easy peasy lemon squeezy. I actually had to remake this for the video because I guess I accidentally deleted it or overwrote it with the other set of code. And it took like 10 seconds. So yeah, I'm kind of a big deal or whatever. This second part though was a bit of a disaster. So I had this global variable here named U, and I kept putting it to 75. I gotta figure this out. That's right. Okay, as you see here, every time a player deals damage, and you're holding ability 1, which would be the Swift Strike, then it would set your damage dealt to 100 plus that variable U, which would be 75 right now. Then it would add 75 to the variable that would essentially add to the damage next time you dealt damage, if you follow. And so I guess there's 2 parts to this. What is this one? You know, maybe I still don't know how this works. All I know is that if you crouch, it would reset it back to 0, which is really important because I kept messing it up. Maybe somebody could tell me how this works, if it even works. I don't know if this works. Okay, so essentially I spawned in my bots using my preset code, and then when I dash through and I hold the dash key, very important, it should do increasing damage. Yeah, look at that. Boom! It only worked on the last guy. Okay, listen, sometimes you gotta understand, the workshop is running on like a single stick and a piece of gum, okay? And sometimes you just have to keep trying the same garbage code until you get the clip that you need. And I guess that's what I did this time. Or I saved the wrong version of it. I don't know. It doesn't matter. I'm not fixing it, but you can see the vision, right? There's a vision here, and I did it somehow. But yeah, as you can see, if I don't crouch here, it just like one-shots everybody. So that's why I had to add that crouch, because I kept messing up. Well, it worked that time. See, I don't know. So yeah, those were the projects that I did this week. Please give me more ideas because I am dry, and there's only so many times I could just rename a character and like sell it, you know? I remember a while back I was like, yeah, Soldier's getting renamed to Kenny, and nobody really bought onto that one as much. That one was so funny though. There was the time that I said Reaper was getting removed from Overwatch, and I got approached by Kotaku because they wanted to interview me about that. Yeah. And then you can't forget about Sagma. Everybody loved Sagma. Like, why did people even believe that one at all? Like, that makes no sense. That made no sense. For context, I said that Sigma is getting renamed to Sagma because Sigma is now an offensive term in modern society or something. You know, I'm just glad that I can help people learn about media literacy through Sagmas, Kinnys, and Joshuas rather than, I don't know, the Eiffel Tower being on fire or whatever. Especially in the modern age of AI where there's just so many fake videos. Maybe some people will learn to look things up from Sagma and Joshua, you know? But probably not. But yeah, seriously, comment ideas down below. It can be literally anything. I can do anything, you know, within the workshop bounds, I guess. You know, maybe Reinhardt's name is getting changed to like Jerry or something. I don't know.